Hey, what's up, guys? You're listening to a JW podcast. Thank you for choosing to listen to one of our shows. I'm your host, Joshua Wilde, and I hope you enjoy the episode you've chosen to listen to today. Thanks very much again, and I'll see you in the episode. Bye. Hey guys, just before we get into this episode, I thought I'd quickly explain something to you. Now, what I'm about to explain doesn't affect the Spotify or Apple listeners, but if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see that me and the special guest Febe are wearing towels on our head. Now, you're probably wondering why they're wearing towels on our head. This is something that we decided to do in the moment. It wasn't planned or anything, but we thought it'd be funny, so we decided to do it. And I'm only explaining because it is a bit random, but I thought I'd explain now in case you were thinking, why have they got towels on their heads later on? It's purely for fun. And yeah, anyways, that's enough explaining. Let's get into the episode. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Pizza Time. Thank you for choosing to listen to this podcast today. I know it's been a while, but we're back on it today. If you're watching, as you can see, we're joined by a special guest, so why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello everyone, my name is Febe. What else can I say about myself? Should I say what I study and stuff?
Yeah, you can say whatever you want. It's
cool.
your introduction.
I go to uni in University of East Anglia. I study international development and economics with overseas experience, but I'm not doing overseas. It's overseas, but since we're... Gosh, I'm so bad.
That's fine, it's fine.
Okay.
So you're doing your overseas experience in the UK?
Yes.
Okay.
I was going to say... It doesn't match well with the topic of today, but we'll get to that later.
Cool. So before we get started on the topic of today, which we'll reveal in a minute, unless you've read the title of the podcast, we're going to order our pizzas. Because what is a Pizza Time podcast without pizza?
I don't know.
Exactly. It's not happened yet. So what have you ordered for your pizza?
I ordered a Super Supreme from Pizza Hut. What was the side again?
I can't. It was the macaroni cheese.
Yeah, macaroni cheese.
What my phone's
I don't know what
telling
that
me.
is yet. But we'll see.
And I've ordered the barbecue meat feast with chicken wings as my side. And we're now going to order that. Be awkward if the payment doesn't go through, wouldn't it? But it has. Yay. So that should be here within the next 20 minutes, half an hour. Cool. So our topic today is all about travel.
Yay!
I might add in some like sound effects of people like cheering, so it doesn't sound as bad. Yeah. So, I've not done too much travelling. I've done a little bit, but they've been more family holidays. But I know you've done a fair amount of travelling compared to me.
Yeah, I guess so. Where have you been?
I've been all over the UK, which isn't, don't really call travelling.
I haven't, to be fair.
Oh.
So
I've been to like Wales and Scotland, but I've not yet tackled Ireland.
Okay.
I've been abroad. I've been to France, Belgium, and Spain.
Where in Spain?
So I've been like Mallorca.
Okay.
And then like what's the south of Spain.
Seville?
Yeah, around that area, I think.
Okay.
Was it Malaga?
Oh,
around,
yeah.
And then
like the Morocco border, kind of.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah.
And then also to Tenerife. And I've also been to one of the islands in Greece, Crete. That's what it's called. But yeah, that family holiday wasn't amazing because the food at the hotel we were staying at was dreadful. So we were all hungry all week because the food wasn't the good.
Was it all inclusive?
Yeah.
Yeah. My dad has this habit of just like picking the all inclusive option.
It's nice though.
Yeah.
I love going up to the bar and just ordering unlimited Fantas.
Yeah.
My bloodstream was flowing orange by the end of the holiday. It was brilliant. Probably wasn't healthy, but it was. I wasn't there for the fitness program. I was there for the unlimited. I was there to get my money back from the all inclusive.
I feel like that's one thing that I've kind of not done when I travel with my friends in comparison to my family.
Yeah.
Because all inclusive, you're kind of forced to stay in the hotel because you want to make the most out of what you've paid for, but it just hinders you from exploring the area and stuff.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But a lot with family holidays, I'm there with like I'm there with like my grandparents and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
we'll do a little bit of exploring, but we don't like go across the whole like town. We'll just sort of stick to our little area,
Yeah.
and then we'll like go like a couple of 100 feet outside the hotel to see what's there. What other places have you travelled to?
So there are quite a few places with my family.
Mm-hmm.
Should I mention all of them? Just the ones I've done by myself.
You can go for the ones you've done by yourself.
Yeah.
But you can say like your favourite family holidays and stuff.
Yeah, because I feel like those are most memorable, I think. So last year I went to Thailand with Destiny and my other friend. She's upstairs, Destiny. Yeah, it was really nice. We kind of travelled between the islands in Thailand.
Yeah.
And I would say that was the most independent travel I've ever done. Just because everything like it was organised by us, and we didn't go with any agency or anything. So
that's very brave.
Thanks.
I don't think I could ever. I mean, I probably could, but
yeah, you could.
Normally I'm like, oh no, I just want the safety. Like if something goes wrong, then at least I can.
I'm the complete opposite on holiday. Like if you asked me between my friends, who was the most willing to take risks and stuff, or who was the most just not scared of things, that would be me. And it's not good. I would not be scared of anything.
That's quite good though, because I mean, I'm very like jumpy when like if I see something, I'm like, okay, don't go over there.
Yeah,
that's dangerous.
That's not me.
Or like,
and I feel like even the same with strangers as well. Like I love talking to strangers. And I feel like on holiday, I don't know if I become different or not, but I just feel braver in talking to strangers.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go and talk to someone down the road here.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
So is that? So you know when like you first came to uni, do you think that sort of when you like go on holidays, do you think that side of you came out in like your first week, like talking to like strangers and stuff, or was it just?
Yeah, I would say so. Just that sense of newness. So if you're in a new environment, I just feel this like sense of excitement. I don't mind talking to new people, and yeah, but I wouldn't know if they would last, those friendships.
It's hot tea. Yeah, no, that's fair enough though. Okay, moving on to our next question. What makes you choose the places you've been to?
Oh, culture.
Yeah.
And before we went to the different islands and stuff, we kind of researched what there was in the islands and like what we could experience and stuff like that. So we went to visit different temples, different like cultural events and stuff, like different roads that were known for a certain reason and stuff. So yeah, it was really nice.
Yeah, I think for me it's definitely what the area has to offer.
Yeah.
Like I've recently booked a holiday to Disneyland in America. That's like with an agency and all that. So I'm not braving it by myself.
When is that though? When are you going?
2021.
Cool.
So unless the coronavirus takes me out before then I'll be all good to go.
God forbid.
Yeah, God forbid. We'll make it to Disneyland. But we're mainly going. Yeah, we will. We'll get there. You'll see me in November 2021 living my best life. I'll be broke, but I'll be happy because all my money is going into Star Wars and Disney. But yeah, we're mainly going because obviously Disney is this big thing, and my whole family, well, the people I'm going with, which is my sister and her boyfriend, and then some of her friends as well. We're all going because we love Disney. I'm going because I love the Star Wars land.
Yeah, I know that.
I'm a massive nerd, and I'm mainly going just to build my own lightsaber, if I'm being honest, and then everything else will be a bonus. Yeah, that's the one thing that's made me go travel halfway across the world to do just for that one thing. That's why I like choose to travel and stuff.
That makes sense, to be fair.
But a lot of people aren't like me. They won't travel halfway across the world to build a lightsaber.
No,
maybe
they don't share the same passion.
No, I'm very passionate about Star Wars. So when you sort of answered this already, but when you're traveling, do you prefer it with your friends or do you prefer it with your family?
This is a really difficult question because I love family time, and I feel like on holiday, like whilst I still get family time at home and stuff, on holiday, just experiencing different things with my family, I think it's really beautiful, and I'm really big on quality time. So I love going on holiday with my family, but big but, I feel like they're maybe a bit more lazy when it comes to being on holiday, because
definitely.
I want to do so much and I want to experience different things, and like in one day I have different things that I want to do, and yeah, I just see that more likely to happen with my friends. We just don't get tired.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Whenever I've gone, that's all I've ever done is go away with family. I went on like a weekend away, or a week away with my friend, but it was, Centre Parks.
Yeah.
We went a week there after our exams in 2018 during the World Cup, and like we didn't do it a lot, but like because obviously there's not a mate, like you can't fill out your day at Centre Parks really without blowing your bank account, because it's surprisingly expensive.
Yeah.
But if we were abroad, we probably would be doing a lot more, because it's a lot cheaper to do stuff. But if I'm with family abroad, we'll always I've always said I would just sort of stick to the hotel and just kick back and relax for a week or two.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Carl, we're going through these questions. So you went on your trip to Thailand.
Yeah.
How did you find it, and what is there any specific things that you did which stand out, or was it?
Yeah. So surprisingly, whilst we only travelled within Thailand, but surprisingly in between these islands, the culture is still very different. So we kind of went around South Thailand. That's where the islands are, the beautiful beaches and stuff like that, and you get lots of tourists there. And I feel like even the Thai people come different there as well. I'm not sure why, but yeah. And then we did some traveling around the north of Thailand, and I feel like there was a lot more culture there, and just kind of a better chance to interact with the locals and stuff. Seeing the roads, the street food, the markets. I think that was a big highlight. Yeah. They had that a lot in the islands as well, to be fair, but they weren't the same as north. Yeah, it was really nice.
What sort of street food was it? Was it like bugs and stuff, or was it?
I mean, yes. There was scorpions that I tried. They weren't nice at all.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
There was this thing actually before we went. We researched and we realized that a lot of the bugs that they sell, some of them are plastic.
Plastic bugs?
Yeah.
Wow.
They do that just because of money, I guess. But
it's one way to recycle.
I guess so, but
not the best way.
No. We kind of we saw this tip of bringing a lighter with us, and if the food melts, that means it's plastic, and if it doesn't melt, then it's not plastic. But we didn't really end up doing it in the end. We just ate.
So you might have eaten some plastic bugs.
To be fair, I didn't have that much bugs.
But so could have eaten at least one.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Yeah, I don't really like the scorpions. The main traditional dish there was pad thai, and that was my favourite. It was really nice. They don't do it the same here in the UK.
No, every sort of food that is from an international place is always English up. It's you get an Indian takeaway. Yeah, it's not really Indian food, is it?
Yeah.
And Chinese takeaway.
It's not.
Even fortune cookies, that's an American invention. Broke my heart when I found out. So what would you recommend to someone who wants to travel but has never really travelled before? Basically me. Would you say go for it and think of the consequences when you're there, or would you say plan it out thoroughly? With
travelling, I feel like there's two ways to do it. So you can either plan different things that you'll do, that's what we did with the Thailand one. We saw the activities that there were in the different places, and kind of knew what we were getting up to. Yeah. Or you could be completely spontaneous.
Yeah.
And there's these YouTubers I watch actually. They're called Yes Theory, and they're so spontaneous. They throw themselves into a random country. Yeah. And just figure it out there. And I haven't tried that yet, so I really want to try that. But I think for your first big, then maybe plan it.
Oh. Yeah. That'd be quite cool to do something spontaneous. I've seen people do they just buy a random airplane ticket and they just go on it and then they make a holiday out of that.
And what I find really cool with that is they're so brave to talk to people there, and then those people would probably end up telling them where to go instead of them having researched and stuff.
How did you find because I'm guessing there was quite a few English speakers over there, was there, in Thailand, or was there a language barrier?
Should I talk about when we stopped over in China?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
So when we stopped over in China, no one. I mean, nobody could speak English. We stopped over there for a whole day, and it was so funny. It was the most like surreal experience I've ever had. They had this app on their phones, and they type what they'd want to say to me, and they just show me the phone, and like that's how it was like communicated, and I found that really cool.
Yeah.
But it was just different. And then I went to the banks and stuff because I was trying to withdraw money to eat, because I was hungry, and none of them spoke English, and yeah, they didn't even have the app, so which is funny.
Yeah. Wasn't there an incident at one of the airports where someone just came up and started touching Destiny's hair?
Yes.
I remember seeing that.
I can send you the video. You can insert it if she doesn't mind.
Oh yeah, we'll get if we get her consent.
Yeah, if we get her
we'll
consent.
Put it in, but
yeah. So we were just chilling in the airport. Me and Destiny had our face masks on. They're very big on face masks, so that wasn't the attraction. But yeah. So these two ladies just came and touched Destiny's hair. It was just.
And they were non-English speaking, so you couldn't say, "Don't touch my hair."
Yeah, no.
They just don't touch my hair. They say, "Oh, very nice."
Yeah, no.
I don't know how I would react in that situation.
Yeah. We didn't know whether it was mainly like fascination, or I guess because they don't see it every day, but I mean, we don't go touching their hair, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think it's probably because they're the majority in their own country.
Yeah, it's a bit strange going up to a random person.
Yeah.
Though, but that's probably just a cultural difference.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just so fascinated that they had to get their hands on it. We'll never know.
So
if you're listening, hair touchers, comment below why you went and touched Destiny's hair.
Yeah.
But
yeah, in Thailand though, the English was a lot better.
Yeah.
Especially like in the touristy areas, which I'd understand why. Yeah, the communication was really good.
Yeah. And when you go to like on these, because you did like I saw your little video on Instagram. Do you do those like spontaneously when you're there, or are you like, oh, let's do it, let's turn this holiday into like a vlog as well?
So before I went, I kind of wanted to just document, because I did a Kenya vlog, and then I kind of just wanted to do another one and put it with it.
Yeah.
But I ended up just putting random videos and bits I had together.
Yeah.
So I had in mind that I was probably gonna vlog, but
ended up just not.
Yeah, it just ended up being a random video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Kenya.
Okay.
When did you go to Kenya again?
I went not last year, but the year before that.
So 2018.
Yeah.
Because I remember when like one of the first times we met, you were wearing the Kenyan wristband. Because my mum went. It was either the same year earlier that summer or the year before.
Yeah.
She had got me that wristband,
but
like with my name.
That was our first conversation.
Yeah, I was like, "Is that a Kenyan wristband?" I've got one at home, but my one didn't fit my wrist at all.
Yeah.
Even though like the advice you said, like put it in water, it just didn't work. It felt like it was gonna rip. So
I actually only took it off the other week.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So you've had it on all now?
Yeah, I should have had it on. That would have been cool to just bring it out now.
Yeah, I should have squeezed mine on as well.
Yeah.
I was tempted to put mine in like a rope or like a lanyard or something and turn it into like a necklace.
Yeah.
But I'm not even sure where it is anymore. It might have gone lost somewhere, but I want to try and find it. So why did you go over to Kenya? Was it a holiday or was it like a point thing?
So it was part of a volunteering placement with VSO. They have these placements that give people that are kind of looking to be in that field or like get an experience of what volunteerism is all about, a chance to do it. So it was mainly on livelihood, and I worked a lot with people with disabilities, especially deaf people.
Yeah.
And then the main kind of objective was to register these people with the health department so that they could get free services from the National Council. And then a lot of them weren't registered with the health department, so they just went about their days and not getting these services and not being in education and stuff like that. And you'd find like so many people that are affected by this. Like they live on hills, like the Nandi Hills.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to reach them, and it's so hard for them to access schools or education themselves, because of like transport and that it doesn't really like encounter for their disabilities.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's cool. That's a good thing to. And was that for the whole summer? Or
3 months. Yeah.
yeah. That's really cool to. I don't think I could. I mean, I probably could go away for that amount of time, but for like the whole summer.
Yeah, there were challenges. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Definitely challenges. The majority of it was great.
Did you get to do any travelling whilst you were there, or was it mainly like just volunteer work?
So there was in the 3 months there was a week where we kind of had off, and we went to Victoria Falls, it's really near like the border of Kenya and Uganda, which was not Victoria Falls, but Victoria Lake. Yeah, so that was really cool, but majority of it was mostly just work. Yeah, weekends we had off.
Nice.
But yeah.
Did you go on like any safari?
No, unfortunately.
Was that just down to not getting around to it, or did you like?
It was just really not part of it.
Oh, okay.
But like in the week that we had off, I saw hippos.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, which was cool.
Were they like up close, or were they just like in the distance you saw them?
So we were in a boat.
Okay.
And it was kind of up close, but we didn't want to get too close.
Yeah. Top of the boat, and then.
And then there was like random monkeys and stuff, which was really cute as well.
Yeah.
I love monkeys. They're really aggressive though. They're not cute.
Yeah, I remember when I was in Spain on a family holiday, we went to Gibraltar, like on for a little day trip.
Yeah. Where is that?
It's just like off the coast of where we were staying. It's like it's like a little island. It's owned by like England.
Okay.
So it's it was tiny though. It's just like one like sort of hill.
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
And there's like a building on it, and they had like loads of monkeys on there.
Oh.
And they would just come and they would just take people's stuff.
Yeah.
So like if you had a plastic bag, they would just come and rip it open and take whatever's in that bag.
Yeah.
Or they would like come and sit on your like head and just like
hit
you and stuff like that. It'd be like, but because I was 9 years old at the time. Although I wanted to like, it's a monkey, I want to go like pet it. My mum was like, no, stay away. It's a monkey, it'll hurt you, might bite you. But it was quite funny just seeing them like running off with like Coke cans and stuff like that.
Yeah, I had this. So before I'd ever seen monkeys, I thought, like some cute monkeys, but they're not cute.
No.
Yeah, I tried to feed one, like some bananas and stuff. Like whenever they saw us cooking or like just making food, they'd come. Yeah. And then that's all fine, that's all good. But when I come and feed them, they literally, instead of grabbing the food, they just grabbed my hand. Yeah.
You're coming with me.
Yeah, they're quite aggressive.
Yeah. You never think monkeys are, but they're probably like more aggressive than like other animals.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm just going to make sure this is still recording. Right. We're good. Yeah, I don't know. Pizza's, how long does it say? We've got another 10 minutes. So would you like to play the game?
Sure.
All right, we're gonna pause it whilst because we're gonna play 2 truths and a lie, but I'm not really too sure on what my 2 truths and a lie are gonna be. So I'm gonna pause the podcast for a little bit whilst we come up with our 2 truths and a lies, and we'll see you in a second. Enjoy this ad break. Hello, we're back.
We're back.
We've come up with our 2 truths and lies. So, would you like to go? Well, the way we're going to do it, we're going to do 3 rounds. So I'll say 1 and she say 1, and then we'll guess, and then that'll be a round. So we'll do that 3 times. Okay. So, you can say your 2 truths and a lie first, and then I'll guess.
No peeking. Okay. I'm a professional skier.
Okay.
I used to have 10 dogs.
Okay.
I speak 5 languages.
Okay. So, I think the languages one is the truth, because you're very well travelled, and I think you would speak. It wouldn't surprise me if you could speak 5 languages. I don't know what languages they could be, but I imagine. So, if that one's a lie, I'm going to be fuming. Dogs. I'm not sure. I reckon you can ski. Professional though. By professional, do you mean compete in competitions or just a very good skier?
I have a certificate.
A certificate. Okay. I think that the lie is 10 dogs.
The correct answer is.
Oh, no. 1-0.
The lie was I'm not a professional skier.
Oh,
I'm just really good, and I have no certificate.
you got when you said I have a certificate, like you were
That's
on it.
yeah.
You
No,
were
I
on
have
it,
no
so
certificate.
I thought you'd got me there.
I can't even ski from the highest point.
Okay. So it's current. I didn't score my. I don't know how the point. Should we do a point system for that?
Okay, let's do
Okay, so if I don't get it right, you get a point. If I
Okay.
get it right, I get a point. So if you don't get this one right, I get a point.
So have I got 1 point now?
You've got 1 point.
Okay.
I've got 0. Okay. So here are my 2 truths and a lie. I once chipped my tooth on a whiteboard. I once drank 5 litres of Strongbow dark fruits in one night. I was a form rep at my school for a year.
The second one, the drinking the random,
Yeah.
it's very specific, so I'd assume that's correct, just because it's very specific.
Could be.
The third one, I would assume is correct as well. What was the first one again?
First one. I chipped my tooth on a whiteboard.
How did you do that?
Okay, so gotta think of a story now. So I used to play archery when I was a kid, and we would play this game where the guy, like, it's like not a warm up, but just a fun thing to do, because obviously shooting arrows can be a bit boring. So we'd play this game, and he would shout out like "port starboard."
Okay, I think this one's correct.
Okay. And then he said one way, and I was being a bit like cocky, and so I was running backwards. I didn't realise how far close I was to the wall, and it was in a school, like a sports hall, so there was a whiteboard there. And then my sister was there as well, and she saw like I was being cocky, so she sprinted. I was like, oh no, so I turned and I sprinted, but I didn't realise like I was this close to the wall. So as soon as I turned and sprinted, I didn't I was like, boom. Ooh.
Pizza time!
Pizza time!
He's gonna be so confused by your head.
Hello. Thank you very much. Pizza time.
Oh, is it still recording?
It's still recording, yeah.
Pizza time!
Edit it out if
Let's see.
We
you
have
finish
our
the
food.
lie? Or-
Yeah, we'll finish and then we'll dish out the pizza.
Okay.
Because you'll need to cut yours, won't you?
Yeah.
No. So, chipped my tooth on a whiteboard. I've explained the story. I once drank 5 litres of Strongbow dark fruits in one night, and I was a form rep at my school for a year.
Okay. Because you have a very good grounded story with the first one, and the second one's really specific, I would like to believe that you were the school rep,
Yeah.
but I would say that's a lie.
Okay. So it's currently 2-0 to Phoebe. But why do you think it was a lie? Do you think I wasn't?
Just because nothing to do with the actual fact that you were a school rep,
Uh-huh.
or the lie that you were a school rep, but just because the other ones were so specific. And
Okay.
yeah.
So the real reason I was a form rep at my school for 2 years.
Oh.
So I tried to like
Yeah.
switch it so that you thought, oh,
Didn't really work out in
no,
your
it
favour.
didn't. It didn't. Okay. So let's dish out these wonderful food items. Oh, if I drop this all now, I'm gonna cry. Okay. So it's your turn again.
Mhm.
So it's 2-0. I've got to win soon.
Okay. So, I can swim backwards. I've skydived. I stopped going gym because I got injured.
Okay. Yeah, the thing is, I'm thinking the first one was so simple, like, because backstroke is like quite. I think, I
You
used
never
to
know.
I used to do a lot of swimming.
Mm-hmm.
And because, did you say you can or can't?
Can.
You can. And because I'm thinking, I'm a swimmer, this is so easy to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's something I wouldn't have thought of putting down. I'm thinking that was probably the lie. But
Clever thinking.
That's clever thinking. But you could be playing mind games with me.
Mhm.
The second one was skydiving. I think you might have skydived. I could see you doing that. But then again, you're trying to trick me. And then the last one is quite a common. I mean, I stopped going to gym because I'm lazy. But I think injury. These are all very. These are like mine. This is difficult. I'm gonna go with my gut, and I'm gonna go with swim. Your lie was you can swim backwards. 3-0. 3-0.
The lie was, I have not skydived.
It was a 50-50 split again, and I chose the wrong option. So it's 3-0 to Phoebe. Okay. I once bought a ticket to go and see Drake, but I didn't go. I passed my driving test the first time. Whilst on holiday, I broke the record for an archery competition at a hotel.
Say that last one again.
Whilst on holiday, I broke the record for highest score in archery at the hotel.
What was the second one? Sorry, my short-term memory's not great.
I passed my driving test the first time.
So because you already spoke about archery, I would like to think that's correct.
But is it? I never said I was good at archery.
Oh yeah, you
I said I used to go. I ran to a whiteboard at archery that says my skills.
Oh my gosh, that's so true. But now you're trying to convince me to say that.
We'll never know. We'll never know.
I'm gonna say that's true.
Interesting.
Because you also tried to convince me that it was a lie now. I feel like you said that you passed your driving test first time for me to be like, oh wow, that's really cool, that's true. But maybe it's not. The Drake ticket, I just feel like it could be true.
Why though?
I don't know. I feel like that's a story that you'd say. That's a story that Josh would talk about. I'm gonna say that the lie is. I don't wanna just win with all points. I'm gonna say the lie is the driving test one.
No.
Yes.
I passed on my second time.
Oh.
You're 4-0 up, so you won. But I need to make it a respectable. No, my thing's come undone.
Your towel.
My towel. Oh, I'll just leave it like that.
Let me get mine.
Okay. I'll put the microphone down once that's all set.
Should I say mine?
Yeah, go.
I hate cats.
Amen.
I've been on a plane crash. I was born in Stockholm.
Is it all interesting? Okay, so you hate cats,
I've been in a plane crash.
and born in Stockholm.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's between cats being the lie and plane crash.
Why not Stockholm?
I don't know. I remember you saying at Christmas time, because we did check out One Proclaimers, that you had family. Was it in Norway?
Yes.
So I feel like, and you can speak 5 languages. So I reckon German must be one of those languages. So I wouldn't be surprised if you'd lived in Germany in your early stages of life.
Wait, where?
Where's Stockholm? Stockholm in Sweden.
Mhm.
Oh, that's mad. Never mind. Maybe you can speak Swedish then.
Who knows?
Who knows? But I reckon that one could be true because you've got family in those. What are those countries called again?
Scandinavian.
Yeah, Scandinavian. And then but I know you love your Chihuahua, and maybe because of your love for your Chihuahuas, you hate cats. But then I feel like you might love all animals. So I reckon plane crash is a lie. That's my final answer. Plane crash.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Yeah. I 4-1.
You got your first point.
I got my first point on my own podcast.
I was hoping you'd say the hate cats one was the lie.
Yeah. I thought because I know that you like your Chihuahua.
Yeah.
So I wasn't, because I can tolerate cats, but if I was to choose between like another animal, I would probably choose the other animal.
Mm.
But yeah, so okay, 4-1. Yeah. All right. So this is for either 5-1 or 4-2. So I have broken my leg before. I once got selected to go on an England/FA training camp. I cried when my sister painted my fingernails and toenails pink whilst I was asleep.
What was the second one again? Sorry.
I once got selected to go on an England/FA training program.
And the first one was you once broke your leg.
Mm-hmm.
How did you break it?
I used to do it because obviously I was homeschooled.
Yeah.
I was going to go straight into it, but I need to let the viewers know I was homeschooled. I forgot about the viewers.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So I was homeschooled, and we used to do this thing called forest school, like with a group, where we'd go out into like this really like foresty area, and we would learn like survival skills, like how to build fires and make dens and stuff like that. And obviously I was young, all my friends, we were climbing trees.
Mm-hmm.
I fell out the tree and like landed on my leg heavily.
That's unfortunate.
It is very unfortunate.
Do you have any like injuries or like visible?
Well,
When was this?
this was like 10 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
at least, because I was homeschooled from year 1, which is like 5 or 6, I can't remember, up until year 7. So I think that's year 7 is 12, so it must have been like 2010 time. 2010, 2011. But because I already had cerebral palsy, I'm not sure if you know about that, I already sort of walked with a limp anyway. So like now it's just like a extra limp.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What was the last one again?
I cried when my sister painted my fingernails and toenails pink whilst I was asleep. This was also when I was homeschooled.
And finally, what was the second one again?
I once got selected to go on an England/FA training program for football.
This is hard.
Mm.
I feel like with the breaking your leg one, you're trying to throw me off with the homeschooling, because I definitely know that you were homeschooled.
Yeah.
But the whole story about breaking the leg seems a bit...
Yeah. It's not the best story.
I feel like the painting your nails and you crying could be true. And I feel like the competition one was true as well. But I feel like I'm going to get this wrong. So I'm kind of like hesitant, but I'm going to go with breaking your leg.
Ding!
Yay!
Yeah, I never broke my leg. I should have said in football. I was playing football and someone crunch and tackle.
That would have made sense.
It would have made sense. But I didn't think of that at the time. I thought falling out of trees would sound fun. But yeah. So you are the outright champion of Two Truths and a Lie, Pizza Time Podcast Edition. How do you feel?
It's been an honour. Yeah, I knew I was going to win.
Yeah. Yours were very... I think simple is the way to go forward with this game. Because I was too detailed on mine, I think.
Yeah. And I feel like you were trying to convince me that it's a true story.
Yeah.
The trick is, should I tell them the trick?
Yeah, go for it.
If it's a lie, they're going to work harder to make you believe that it's the truth. But if it's the truth, they're not going to really care about the story. You're going to see their nonchalant approach to the answer of asking what happened.
Probably gave it away. I need to work on my lying skills. But at least you can obviously tell when I'm lying then, if you were able to guess.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
Thank you.
That killed 10 minutes, 20 minutes of the or 15 minutes of the podcast. So
wow.
Hope you enjoyed that. Before we're going to move on to our next topic now, which is your new recent role. Where did I have it? I had my notes. Here it is. Your new recent role in the society that you are a part of. So what society are you part of for the viewers at home?
UN Women. And so what happened was they contacted a girl on my course about UN Women, saying, oh, there is not a society in your uni like with the East Anglia borders. And so like she kind of, I don't know how she knew, but she kind of knows like who would be interested or like who's passionate about this kind of stuff. And I am. So she like kind of discussed it with me and said, oh, this is really cool. And yeah, so I'm the treasurer now. And then that means I'd have to help the society find opportunities and grants within the uni to be able to hold events and stuff. But yeah.
So UN Women, yeah?
Yeah.
What is it that UN Women do as a society?
It's just to promote equality between genders. With the name, it can often be misunderstood that it promotes like women's rights, but it's just equal rights. And that pretty much promotes women's rights since they're being discriminated against anyway in many countries, even this country. But yeah, so it's just equal rights for all people.
I think you're taking a bite when I did.
Oh yeah, I've been trying to figure out when to take a bite.
Yeah. So your role as a treasurer.
Yeah.
Treasurer. Does that fall in quite nicely with what you're doing at uni?
So the role itself, not so much, but I feel like having a role on the committee, it does. Just because this is something that I even had as a module. So like gender and stuff like that, and I get to like kind of bring the academic knowledge that I have onto my role on the society, if that makes sense. And kind of it gives me more things to discuss, and yeah, so that's cool. Yeah.
How, did you apply for it, or did the person just contact you?
Yeah, no, she just contacted me. I don't know how she sensed that I would be interested, but yeah.
Did you know the person beforehand? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's in my course.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I wasn't sure if it was just a random person just
no.
sending you a message, just sending to your DM, saying, do you want to be part of my society?
No. Yeah, she's in my course. Lovely group of people. Yeah.
That's cool.
Expect great things.
Yeah. Do you do like events, or is it just like?
Yeah, we have our meet and greet on Friday next week.
Yeah. Oh, this week or next week?
Today is. Oh my gosh!
Wow.
Did you hear?
I don't know if you heard that, guys, but Phoebe's stomach just. I don't know what sound it made, but.
I don't know what that was.
It was just like.
I wish I had. Yeah, I wish I put the
Tummy
microphone
cam.
there. Oh my gosh, pizza! What are you doing? It was there from before.
Okay, so when is the meet and greet?
On Friday next week at 7 p.m.
Okay, so this will hopefully go out on Friday.
Oh, okay. So it's today.
Yeah, it's today. If you're listening on release day,
it's today.
It's today. What room? At UEA?
It's to be announced.
But
if you go to at UN Women UK UEA, then you should be able to see the room now.
Yeah, and I would recommend you go because it sounds like it's going to be fun. What do you,
Men and women are
Yeah.
welcome.
yeah, equal rights,
Yes.
equal opportunities,
Yes.
equal meeting greets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Precisely.
Is there anything else that you want to talk about?
I feel like we've covered a good amount.
Yeah, we've got a
Yeah.
solid podcast.
Solid
This has
podcast.
probably been one of the better ones I've done.
Really?
I think so, yeah. That's because Asari, you're terrible. You're a terrible guest. No, I'm joking. I started calling
Why?
out Asari. I don't know. He's my mate. I just like calling him out.
He's
Yeah.
that name that you need to call out when
Yeah.
you need to call someone out.
That's because I feel like he actually listens to the podcast as well. So I feel like, Asari, if you're listening, you're a G, mate. If you're watching and you see me pointing at you.
Not really. You're not G.
Yeah. Go back to Penza. Do your Penza events. Yeah. Well, this has been fun. I think we can safely call it a day on podcast. Would you like to promote anything whilst you're here?
Not really.
Not really?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, if you are listening...
Actually, sorry.
Oh.
If you need clothes that need altering, I completely forgot. If you need clothes that need altering, and you're in Norwich, at FEBFIX.
FebFix.
Yeah, I actually struggle to pronounce it myself. So.
What is it? FebFix.
Yeah, FebFix.
Yeah, she does clothes altering and good prices as well. I was tempted to rip up some clothes just to support the business.
Oh my gosh! You know, I'm actually convinced that people have done that.
Yeah. I'm
convinced, and I'm not for that. Don't rip your clothes.
Yeah, but at the same time, business is business.
No, don't rip your clothes.
I did have. I don't know why I didn't think of this earlier, but I threw out a pair of jeans the other day that had a rip, and I could have just come to you, but I threw them out because I was like, nah, can't be bothered to deal with it. But now I'm regretting my decision not to come to FebFix.
I mean, you've got a new pair of jeans.
Not yet.
Oh.
Not yet. I've just one pair of jeans down. But anyway, thank you very much for listening to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
That's all right. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
I hope you've enjoyed your time on the podcast. I hope you've enjoyed your pizza.
I have.
You've still got your mac and cheese to go as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So thank you for listening. If you'd like to support the podcast, a link to the merch website is down below. Any payments from that go directly into the podcast. And you also get a free t-shirt out of it.
Cool.
Well, not a free t-shirt. You've paid for the t-shirt.
Yeah. But
you've also get the joy of supporting the podcast. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I will see you in the next episode. Bye.